Cars USA, yeah!
This is Car Bros Podcast, episode 26.
Oh, yeah.
26.
The big 2-6.
Big 26.
Thank you, John.
Well, yeah. Welcome back to another exciting episode of this podcast.
Riveting episode.
Yeah, riveting.
This is a very, very special episode.
This is a very special episode for no particular reason. We have put a little bit of effort into making sure that the podcasts flow a bit better. So see if you can tell. You probably won't be able to because it'll probably fall off the rails.
Shockingly.
10% way through. But we're working on it. We're getting a little bit better. I feel like the audience has grown by about 5%.
I can feel it.
Not bad.
Looking at the stats. Yeah, not bad. So it's coming along. Speaking of the audience, hello to our patrons specifically. About 40 of you now, 40 strong.
Damn.
Thank you very much for your monetary support. You guys are keeping this going. If you'd like to be a patron, if you'd like to be one of those few that I thank every episode, you can click the link in the description below or Google Car Bros Patreon. And this week, I have put a very rough, like straight out of the camera teaser of a couple shots from Final Race 2. The next video that we are working on the Patreon. So for as little as $3 a month, you can have access to that. You can pop in and check it out and then cancel before you're charged.
I guess on that end, we probably would have liked to ideally have had more done on that, but the weather has just
weather's
kinda
holding
sucked.
back pretty much all video fronts.
At least
We're waiting
especially
for,
that
like,
one.
we're waiting for good weather. So that's kind of a bummer. I miss the drought a little bit.
because that's just something it can't really be done in the
we just
rain.
can't. We just can't film in the rain. So that's kind of holding us up. But there's still work to be done. And,
We're chugging along.
that's kind of the main thing that we're waiting on. Also, the Patreon has grown to the point where usually we'd ask for questions, then answer them all on a single podcast. We are now getting so much feedback and questions that we're going to try to just get to one or two per podcast moving forward, but we can't answer them all.
We're kind of spread them out.
Yeah, so we're going to try to get to your feedback as it comes. But with that said, thank you for your feedback.
Yeah,
That's
keep it
probably
coming.
like the most fun part is like hearing people's questions and comments and stuff. And they're usually pretty good.
Yes. Right.
Like that is like Car Bros, the channel, the feedback is just terrible.
Yeah. It's the YouTube comments.
It's just
all over the place.
It's just awful because it's just people who either don't get it or whatever. I mean, it's fine.
It was like, did you see the comment from the podcast a couple episodes ago where Garrett talked about cars that like only come as a manual? And like he mentioned the Civic Si and the Civic Type R. And then some guy commented and he was like, you can get a Civic in an automatic. It's just not the performance
like
ones. And it's just like, yes,
like
that's the point. Like,
That was like the first,
Exactly.
that was like the
Yeah,
first like off comment we've got on the podcast.
Yeah.
In general, the podcast audience is like pretty solid.
Yes,
pretty
very
cool.
different than the
Yeah, it's
mainstream.
quite different from the other videos. So I'm definitely
And you can
appreciating
even
that.
tell by the questions that there's no just like, hey, what car should I buy?
Right.
Yeah, it's like it's a pretty cool audience.
Yeah, it's like they know their shit.
Yeah, I feel like if we were ever to do like a car show or something, or like some kind of meet, and like the majority of who showed up was podcast audience members, it'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like it'd be a pretty cool group of people, all like 6 of them. Came.
One Taco Bell parking lot.
Yeah. Okay. Wasn't there something else? Oh yeah, rate this podcast on iTunes. That's the other thing.
Please.
Okay, so we wanted to talk about in general how lame like concept cars are.
Yeah,
like, and these are not like this is coming soon.
Not like prototypes of.
Yeah, these are like whatever they are, concept cars, I guess.
Yeah,
is that the
Well,
term
I think the
for them?
idea is
Like,
to like inspire, like
there's ones
inspire the imagination.
There's ones here. There's ones that like are kind of bad, where it's just like, oh, we might make this, it's like,
Should we make this?
We're thinking, should we
Yeah.
make this or not? And like that stuff's usually good.
Right.
And like there's some examples of that. And people were like, yeah, like do it just like that. And they're like, whoa. And then they're like, oh, just kidding.
Yeah,
Like,
we got to tone it back a little
like,
bit.
if they make it,
We gotta
it's
ask the
like-
board.
Yeah. It's like not the thing, which is like, to me, that stuff's kind of funny. Like the Supra is kind of a good example. That started as the FT1 or whatever. It's
Right.
like, oh, do you like this? And it's like, yeah, it's like beautiful. And then they release this thing and it's like, what? Like, that's close, But it's so funny to me because it's like, look how amazing our imagination is. And then it's like, look how bad we are at executing.
Well, I saw someone posted like a meme and it was the Supra and it was like the concept was like the Big Mac in the photo and like drive-through photo
what you get.
and then there's some like droopy ass.
Some squashed hamburger. Yeah, that's pretty close. So those ones aren't bad. The first flavor is like, oh, we might make this.
It's where it's essentially just like a teaser of what's actually coming.
And two that you had brought up were the Nissan IDX.
Yeah.
Right? Here's a picture of it.
That was 2013. So
Okay, so about 5 years
Like 6
ago,
years ago, yeah.
5 or 6 years ago. And it was basically, it's kind of like a nod to the 510.
Yeah, and it was that,
Datsun.
and it was a response to the FRS 86.
Yeah.
Like we can do this too.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And so it's like small 2-door kind of coupe,
Kinda
sporty,
retro.
rear drive, kind of boxy thing. And people were like, yeah.
like fuck.
People went like nuts. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, totally. And they did nothing.
They're like, oh yeah, we're Nissan.
Typical Nissan.
Yeah, they probably like crushed it, fired the guy. Yeah. The other one was the Chevy 130R.
Yeah, it was kind of in the same
kinda-
vein. Yeah, like a small rear wheel drive.
Yeah, which like both these companies totally could have done. It wasn't like, wow, that's way out of
way
here.
out, yeah.
Yeah, it's like they totally could have done it. It looked a little, here's a picture of that thing.
It looks a little like
little
one series ish.
It's a
Yeah,
little weird.
but the idea is cool,
But the idea is super cool, and they almost could have.
and
like,
that also got a pretty positive.
yeah.
Like, yeah, should we build this?
I don't think anyone was like, no,
No, don't build that. I don't want it.
Don't make a
That's
rear-wheel
good.
drive small coupe. But yeah, both those. If all three of those had launched, FRS and those two, it's like it kind of would have started a new segment.
Yeah.
honestly.
And both of them just disappeared.
Yeah, it's like really a segment that used to be
Just Miatas.
It's not even Miata. It's like what Mustang maybe kind of used to be, like Fox body, just
Yeah,
like
like
tiny little like,
cheap.
fun thing. It's like because those cars aren't really that anymore.
No.
Maybe a V6 one, but nobody wants a V6 Mustang.
Yeah, they're like designed specifically to be fun rather than fast.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what the deal is there. If their like research shows people won't buy it or what.
I think it sounds more just like the higher ups just kind of shot it like, no, we can't afford to do
yeah,
that.
we can't do that. Bean counters. Yeah, so those are both like automotive.
Let's just keep making the 370Z for another 7 years.
Don't we already have a? Still in production, right?
Yep,
370Z.
and like at that point, the 370Z was only like 5 years old.
Yeah, it was
We
like,
can just keep this going.
it's like 2012. Oh, they must be retiring it soon because it's time. It's outdated and uncompetitive.
When did they switch to the 370 from the 350?
like
No,
08,
98.
But they didn't change anything other than like slightly the body.
Oh wait, yeah.
No, the 370 is pretty different.
Is it?
That's
Yeah, I mean, it's
that's
like a-
I know it has like the shift or the rev matching transmission.
yeah, but it's like wider, lower,
a refined
like,
version.
It's essentially an all new thing, and it was a good move.
Yeah.
I remember when that happened. People were like,
In 08,
"Totally, it's
yeah.
like lighter and better, like good." And they just like,
Here's the 2019.
yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do next.
I don't think they fucking know. I don't even think.
Yeah.
Especially with their like CEO.
Oh yeah, that
turmoil,
mix up.
I can't imagine that being a good thing for. I mean, maybe
knows?
long term it might be,
Who knows, man?
but I can imagine that like, okay, we got to get that new Z out.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's refocus on like performance segment.
Yeah, I kind of doubt that.
Yeah, we'll see.
knows?
So that is one brand of concept cars that are annoying. It's like, oh, we could like like show you what we might make. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, totally. The ones that are the worst is just like the future of,
Right.
you know,
And there's
like,
a bunch of
they're
those.
so weird and like dumb.
I think it's fine. Like there's been like kind of out there concepts that they probably don't have a chance to be made, but at least like they're cool.
Yeah.
Like remember like Cadillac made like the 16.
That's
like,
yeah. I would say that's more in the first group where it's
Yeah,
just
but-
like, wow, that's so like insane and
Right.
awesome.
Yeah. Like, oh damn, that idea is sweet.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
there's 3 flavors.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, you're clearly not going to make that.
But at least it, like, got us.
imagine
Right.
like this like amazing thing. No, I'm talking about more like,
Yeah.
remember that like BMW thing from like the early 2000s where it was like the like fabric, the bodywork was like made out of fabric. It was like,
yeah, there's always a bunch of shit like that.
like the design team like dropped acid. It was just like, what?
You hook your mind into this.
You plug your brain into it. It's like they're super weird. It's always like the wheels are made out of like octagons.
Yeah.
Like,
What at the LA Auto Show didn't they have those like LCD wheels or something?
Yeah.
Like Toyota
Oh, yeah.
had those
Yeah.
weird fucking things.
yeah.
Like in the future, all humans will travel in these.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't
It's just
fucking
like-
want that.
But it's such a like it's such a like bad, it's not even a good attempt.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
like,
like-
oh wow, I
yeah.
could see
That
it's
looks
like
promising.
In the future, cars will have 6 wheels for no reason.
Yeah.
Like 6. Like we'll make the jump.
In the future, there will be no shifters or steering wheels.
It's just like you'll steer by like eye recognition. It's like, why would anyone want that? This is just different. This is not good. It's like the car will just be
And have you ever heard anyone like talk about those?
Yeah.
Like, dude, did you see
Yeah, like-
what Toyota did at Detroit?
Those are gonna be sick, bro.
yeah, they're so weird. I don't know how much money goes into those. I'd guess I would believe both a lot or a little.
yeah.
I guess it's like that was like $1 billion,
Or just like 3 dudes in a weekend.
or it was just
Yeah.
like some passion thing on the weekend. So I don't know, but in general, they're pretty bad.
Yeah, no one like sees one of those and goes, "Oh my god, you've got to make that! Take my money."
the Supra.
No, but I mean like those. those like
the future.
super dumb, like,
Yeah.
I cannot wait till those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
are here.
They're it's kind of interesting. Like there are probably examples, and we should have thought of this ahead of time. Where they're it's not really our style.
Yeah.
We just like to.
We worked
dive.
really hard on the flow of a podcast.
Just
but
like
we
to
can,
dive. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Can you tell how
Polished.
how polished of a product this podcast is? But I'm sure there are some where it's like, yeah, they did it. They like teased that thing and then they did it. But I don't know. I'd rather focus on the ones that anger me.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we, as mentioned earlier, we asked Patreon for some questions.
Got some good ones.
We got a bunch of good ones. We were going to pick one at random. Jack Smith.
Shout
Jackie.
out to Jack.
Yeah.
What's up, Jack?
What's up, Jack?
Do you have it written, or did you just?
No, he
Summarize it
essentially
here.
just asked how we think about motorcycles,
Yeah.
And
or
or
if we
if-
have any experience.
Yeah.
take
With
on
them.
motorcycles?
John is really like the only one,
Who owns
yes,
and has ridden a motorcycle probably.
essentially.
Yeah.
You can tell your motorcycle
So-
experience first.
Yeah, so I got a motorcycle back in 2014, I think it was. So that was I went through like a midlife crisis at like age 28 where
Very common.
I was in and out of the hospital like all that year, really sick. And so one of the times I got out of the hospital, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy a motorcycle. I've always wanted one. And so I went and did the little safety course thing that counts as the driving part of your license. And so I did that. Never ridden a motorcycle before that weekend. Did it in like it's 2 days.
They have motorcycles there.
Yeah, they provide you with like a little
that's
250.
You're on like a Honda Grom. All right, go buy a Hayabusa now.
I mean, essentially, you're on like a 250 cruiser, which is like,
maneuvering around a parking lot.
yeah, it's just in a little like it's like a parking lot or like a giant paved asphalt and stuff like that. And so they just teach you how to ride a motorcycle, how to shift the gears, and then like set up cones and make you make a left turn, make a right turn, and then essentially at the end you do a course and then time you, and the time has no merit. It's just whether or not you pass.
Only the fastest.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the top 10% get their license.
No, actually, the top 10% gets this little tire pressure gauge that says like you are in the top 10% of the people who did this, and I was one of those.
All right.
Oh,
I thought it was like, hey, slow the
It
fuck
was a big.
down.
It was. It was a big confidence boost.
You're on their like radar now.
Yeah. So then 2 days after that, I went to the
guys-
DMV, did the written
the top
test.
10% register as organ donors.
Yeah.
Before you leave. Sorry, go ahead.
So I got my we went to the DMV, did the written test, got my motorcycle license like 2 days after that. And then the weekend after that, I went and bought like a 2005 CBR 1000. Which, yeah, it's a good starter bike.
Universally praised as the best starter bike.
I probably had about 10 hours of actual riding experience and just
it's the Glock 17.
Went for the big boy. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about buying a 250 because they give you the 250 at the riding crew, and I was like, "Fuck, this thing is gutless." Like,
can you buy it there?
No.
Oh, I thought that'd be fun.
They just
Good.
like all yeah,
take it home.
yeah, a little incentive.
Oh, they should. That's smart.
Yeah,
It's only been dumped 20 times.
right.
Floor model. It's $100.
So yeah, I picked that up, and I was living in like Sacramento, like Folsom area at the time, and it was nice up there because it's not as the weather's less extreme, like in the summers and stuff, and there's all those foothills and stuff, which is fun to ride. So I enjoyed it up there, and then when I moved back to Fresno in I don't know what year, 2016 or something. Yeah, it's pretty much I've ridden it like 3 times in the past 3 years. Like it just. I'm
up and rev it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I start it up every once in a while and rev it. Ignore the neighbors.
Are you going to keep it?
I don't know. Like I'm most likely just going to sell it this year. Like, cause I'm what's called like a fair weather rider where like I only,
Squid.
I don't
Fair weather.
Fair weather squid.
Isn't squid like the name for like a
newbie?
like a
or
poser?
Probably.
In the bike world.
Yeah,
I know.
sure. Did
Fair weather squid.
you get that from whatever that Sons of Anarchy show or something?
No, squid is like a very common.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
Squid.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably just
Only a
sell it.
squid wouldn't know that
Yeah.
squid is a common term.
Yeah, I don't have any experience outside of like 50cc scooters and stuff. But honestly, once a year, I'm like, I should get a bike.
Yeah.
Because they have every advantage. Seriously, it's like
Yeah.
they're fast as hell.
They're-
They're fun.
yeah,
They're
insanely
cheap.
fast.
They don't
They're
take up
super
any
efficient.
space.
They don't
Yeah.
take space. It's
You
just
just,
like,
like,
Even
toss
the
one to the
super
side.
fast ones are like fuel efficient. Like
yeah, it's like there are seriously no downsides to motorcycles. And then
other than you could
other than
possibly
the
kill
death
yourself.
part,
Yeah.
other than the death part. And I'm like, honestly, once a year, I'm like, oh fuck, motorcycle. Because like I have
Yeah,
friends who
fuck
ride,
cars.
or like I'll see one, or
Yeah.
like I'll see someone do like an endo. No.
Another thing is like at least once a month, probably in this area, there's like a news report of a fatal motorcycle crash.
Yeah, I mean, they're
In this
super-
specific area.
they're
Yeah.
super dangerous.
Yeah.
It's not really, honestly, the thing I worry about with motorcycle, assuming my mother didn't kill me first for getting one, I wouldn't really worry about my riding skill. It just seems like other people is what you have to worry about.
Yeah.
Like I have friends who ride religiously, and it's like any problems they've had is like someone just like
Change lanes in front
T-boned
of
me
you.
or something. It's like
Yeah.
if it was the end of the world and it was nothing but open roads,
Yeah.
they seem like they'd be a blast.
You have to be like very defensive.
Yeah, and I feel like I would be a good candidate because I'm pretty safe.
Yeah.
and, like,
In a way, that's kind of how it is. Like when you drive a Miata, it's like to an extent.
yeah, tiny.
You just have to
sports
like
cars.
people. You don't have a whole lot of protection around you in the event
Yeah,
of a collision, and most people just don't see you.
yeah.
Like if you're in a especially a lowered Miata next to like a Dodge Ram or something,
Right.
you're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah. I had a friend I used to work with, Jeff, who I think might listen to this podcast.
What's up, Jazz?
What's up, Jeff? What's going on, man? He used to have a Elise, Lotus Elise.
Yeah, kind of same.
And those are very similar. They're tiny.
Super
except
low.
like
Did he have like a bright color? Because that
it was yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a fun car. Those things are a blast. Like
Yeah.
they're amazing. They're a lot of fun. But the funny thing about those is like they get fucked up all the time, just like downtown, because
Yeah.
people be like parallel parking, and it's like you can't see this thing,
Right.
Except they're fiberglass and the front bumper. I don't know. I'm just gonna pull a number kind of out of my ass, but it won't be that far off. but it's like you can hit the front bumper on those and do like tens of thousands of dollars
just from like tapping it.
Yeah, you can like total one of those
like
things.
Reverberates through the whole car.
Well, no, it's just they're just low production.
Oh, just the parts
and
themselves.
like you can like fucking salvage title one of those things by hitting it accidentally.
Because it's so expensive.
Yeah, and so he was saying people put like flags on them and like big like flags and stuff. But yeah, it's like that's bad enough, and that's a car.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, motorcycles.
Yeah, like I've even like talked to you guys about like I like those kind of like little like
125s,
whatever, like Grom S, like those things
or
are
Ruckus
really
or
fucking
something like that.
blessed.
Yeah,
So fun.
little scooter.
And I feel like maybe I'll get one sometime, but like it's almost like I just treat it as like a bicycle.
Yeah.
We're just like I'm gonna go like
around the block or
like
down to the
I'm gonna
store
go like down to the country road and just like putt around on this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where there's like I don't want to like drive it near a bunch of other vehicles.
Yep.
Motorcycles are like they're in a whole nother class. Like if you like fast cars and you're like, oh, I love speed and stuff, and then you get on a motorcycle and it's just
there is no
comparison.
easier, there's no more accessible speed
just
for
it's just
$1.
nuts. Like when you drove that Hellcat, you were just like, holy shit, like it's so goddamn impressive. And then like you get
like
it's like a quarter throttle. Yeah.
Medium.
It's just nuts. Like that you're sitting on like I have a motorcycle, like the 1000cc is like 165 horsepower. Like you're literally sitting on it. It's more powerful than like a 1990 Honda Civic.
What? More power? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It sounds impressive when you say
No,
that.
but I mean like
it also weighs like 10%.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is our motorcycle. We're all squids.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Just summarizing. John is the lead squid.
Yeah.
Quinn and I are the
Squid Bros. Okay, I also wanted to just inject, I was thinking of this on the way down, early internet car videos and how...
You're talking like early to mid 2000s.
Yeah, it was like early to mid 2000s. So like over a decade ago.
Pre-YouTube.
It's like kind of pre-YouTube or like very early YouTube when YouTube was just like a place to store videos and not a place to try to like
develop content,
start a brand and like sell hoodies. But yeah, I wanted to play. I'm curious if people will know because our audience is like the right kind of
age group and
to remember. So I want to play just like 20 seconds from a couple different videos.
It's greatest hits.
Yeah, so it's not even greatest hits. It's just like 3 that came to me because they just stuck with me. It's like of all the things I've seen since then, it's like just these early videos because it was truly just like, hey, we were out screwing around and we captured something.
Yeah.
Like on camera. And now it's like we went out specifically with a camera to like vlog. And like try to find. It's just a different age.
Sure.
So here are 3. And then I'm just gonna like play a tiny bit. And then if you want to check them out, the
link will be in
I'll put the link in the description below. So here's the first one. This is
Do you want to like title them or just play them?
I don't know. Yeah, I'll just play this. Like, first of all, here's a little snippet.
Totally got that on video.
You gotta be fucking kidding me!
I got totally got on video, bro. I got totally got on video, bro. I got totally got video.
Totally got that on video.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is so good.
Can I say that it's always funny when there's like something like that where it's like, clearly some illegal gathering.
Yeah.
And a bunch of like riffraff is hanging around. Like, like do it like, and then like when someone fucks up, inevitably
everyone
crashes.
he's
Like,
the idiot.
What the fuck? Dude?
Yeah. They're all like surprised that it happened.
Just like over the top. Are you out of your fucking mind?
You're so irresponsible.
Like, what do you do? Yeah. They're all fucking like hanging out, loitering, like encouraging
like
that shit.
2 a.m. Yeah.
That's
Filming
like, that's probably like one of the funniest things about those like Mustangs crashing in the crowd.
There's like,
are you nuts?
there's like 200 people lined up. Like, come on, do it. We're here filming you.
I'm out here filming.
burnout.
I'm filming with my daughter on the side of the street, like 100 feet away from the driveway, and you're gonna like run into me. It's like,
What the fuck, dude?
yeah, they just like pull the dudes out of the cars and beat them.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's like, what did you?
It's just like it's like the most like tribal, like this like
so
primitive
funny.
ass.
It's so funny. Yeah, do a burnout. What are you doing? What? You lost control. Don't lose control.
You're supposed to be like a well executed, clean.
I thought you were a
safe
professional
burnout.
driver.
Yeah, and then like anybody like pulls away, responds, "Hey, pussy."
Yeah.
It's just like so funny. That's just so funny. I think that's why those videos are like so weirdly satisfying
Yeah.
to watch. You just like you hate everyone in the video.
You fucking
They're
idiot.
just like, oh my god, they're so bad. Okay, all right, one more. Back another favorite.
Whoa! What's up? What's that vent? Get up beside him, man. Get up beside him, man. I think he's scared. Holy shit!
Just get out of it. Just crash. Like,
Yeah.
Holy shit! No, they didn't. It was just like he just pulls away really fast.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't crash.
No.
He just.
And their comments like, I think he's scared.
Yeah.
They're in some, it's funny, like they label the videos like 13-second eclipse. like a stock Corvette is fast.
Yeah.
It's faster than that. Those are both. That one's 06.
Damn.
Late.
The other one is 06. Damn. Yeah.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Damn.
I don't know if those were.
No, those could have been like uploaded. as
YouTube
mixed and
didn't get
recorded.
huge until 2007. Like that's when I think.
But yeah, so I don't know if these predate YouTube.
Yeah, those could have been like originally recorded in like 01 or something.
Yeah, and they kind of feel like
And then
that.
they just like put them up.
I
and-
think so. I think these are like early 2000s. Because like this is the kind of video that existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those were all filmed with cameras.
Yeah, like
not
like
with
actual
phones.
video cameras.
Having
yeah.
a camera was like weird.
You had to make an effort to. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take my camera with us.
Yeah. So that's why it's just like it's like finding a video like
Yeah.
on the internet. And you had to like download these.
Yeah,
The one thing that I've not specifically about those, but you know that when there's always videos of someone crashing, like doing donuts or fucking around, or you know when like there's videos of people like drifting in industrial parks and a guy just like slams the curb.
Sure.
Yeah.
And like it's like, why would you post that? I mean, like assuming it's like someone you know.
Oh.
Like imagine if like we were out fucking around
Yeah.
and like one of us just like fucks up super hard.
Well, you mean because it's illegal or
No,
something?
I mean just like
Why would you show
why would you post that?
Really? You wouldn't?
Really? No.
Oh man, you kidding? If you had footage of you crashing, you're not going to share that with people.
Fuck no. what do you have to gain from
Internet fame, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing when like people.
Dude, 20 years later, we're talking about these videos. Like mission accomplished.
but the guy in it still
well,
feels
he
like
wasn't filming. He doesn't care. like millions of people have seen this guy in an MR2 crash.
I don't mean like the person that recorded that doesn't care about the guy, but I just mean like when there's like two guys out driving.
Yeah.
And like and the guy like fucks up super bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you wrecked your car.
Yeah.
Play that.
Yeah.
Play the third one.
hold on.
Speaking of which,
You have to take a break.
Here we are, running away. So those just stops coming or not? Mr. M. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! Go. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Wait, does he money shift? He goes third to second.
He like
Yeah.
he power shifts that thing.
Super hard. I don't know. Why wouldn't you upload that? Like you go through all that and it's traumatic. You know, it's like your car's fucked up. Let's like forget for a second that like.
Well, it's like evidence of you fucking reckless driving.
Yeah.
But like you
B,
find
it's super embarrassing. Everyone's going to make fun of you
very
and call you an idiot.
Yes.
And I assume the guy that's filming it is like his friend.
buddy. But like,
But
can you imagine going through that and then like let's watch it. And it's that.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not going to show everyone you know. It's like, that's such a good video.
Hey man, look, it's like
The moment you wrecked your car.
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we've got this embarrassing moment. That sucked. But would you like to become the laughing stock of the whole internet and I can just spread this?
Would you like everyone
I would say that's a pretty fucked up thing to do on the Friends.
I'd be for it.
Yeah.
I think I'd be for it.
I'll remember that the next time.
Yeah, if I ever like Biff super bad.
Outtakes.
Really? You don't think? Like, if I was driving John's car on the test and like the motor blew and like I spun into a pole or something?
It depends on what it is. If it's just like you fucking up and crashing,
I feel like our audience would like demand. Like, if we even hinted at it, they'd be like at the door with torches and pitchforks. Show us.
Yeah.
Show us you almost dying. I don't know. I can't get there, man. I think I'd put it up.
it demands to.
The world deserves
because it's bigger than you.
That's
at
the
that
job.
point.
There's the
It's bigger than
jalopnik in you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
you just gotta show everyone. Anyways, I just wanted to like quickly touch on how sweet videos used to be.
Yeah.
It's just a more pure time.
Quick spin out and crash
more
down
genuine.
memory lane.
Yeah. I miss those. I don't know what it is that's different about them, but something. We lost some magic.
Yeah.
We lost some magic.
Now videos just kind of feel like reality TV where it's, reality in quotation marks.
Yeah.
It's like when everything is filmed, there's going to be a bunch of
and it's
shit
heavily
like that.
edited and stuff like that, rather that's just like straight out of the camera
Yeah.
to
Yeah, that
YouTube.
was like at the source.
Yeah.
I felt like you were there. I felt the emotion.
Yeah.
Okay. Main topic, maybe.
Yeah.
Cars of the 1960s.
Yeah. So in our notes, Coin wrote down like huge trunks.
Yeah, and I think I was
Probably Mad Men.
watching something.
Probably
Probably still
Mad
Mad Men.
Yeah.
I was binge watching Mad Men a couple weeks ago. And it's just like, remember 60s cars where it was like, the trunk was seriously like you could lay lengthwise, like front to back.
Or just the
in
fucking
the trunk.
opening scene of Goodfellas.
Yeah, where there's like 4 dudes or 3 dudes in it.
Yeah.
And there's just like a guy
Yeah.
freaking out in the trunk of like a 2-door. It's like a Grand Prix.
Yeah, it'd be like a 2-door coupe. And the trunk is like as big as the passenger space.
Yeah.
It's like engine compartment, passenger space, trunk, all equal share.
Yeah.
Classic 3-box.
Yeah.
3 square, 3 equal. It's like, well, all three of these things are.
People need a lot of stuff, okay?
But why, is that the case? Was it just like,
It's probably just because like
Road
SUVs
trips.
and shit like that didn't exist back then.
were people actually utilizing?
if you had a family of 5 and you're going on a trip, you're taking a lot of shit.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's true.
Because it's like it was
the family road.
Yeah,
trip
you
was
either had the
probably
sedan or there was like a pickup truck. Like there wasn't anything.
And it was
in
still
between.
like relatively common to have like a 2-door car as like your family car.
right.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, kid. Like,
Yeah,
putting
because there's still a back seat.
yeah, putting 3 kids in the back of your like Monte Carlo. or
Yeah, I
something.
think the big thing that probably like crushed that was someone was like, "Oh shit, you could fold the back seat
down.
down."
Yeah.
Because can you imagine? Because I don't think any like
Probably not.
60s cars
No.
has fold down rear seats.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you could, man? You could put like a fucking telephone pole.
Yeah.
you could the things you could haul in that bad boy.
Yeah.
Fucking ladders and stuff. Like full extension ladder.
Yeah, even like the trunk of my Dart, which is like a compact car.
Yeah.
At the time, like probably like it's the same as like a new Accord or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's just like, here you go.
Yeah, cars were the proportions were quite a bit different
Yes.
back then, which probably it's not necessarily that like we miss that.
Well,
It's just an observation.
yeah.
It's not like trunks these days, man.
Yeah.
I just can't fit my ladder. My 2-door coupe. Millennials are killing trunks. Killing trunk space. Yeah, that whole era though.
But yeah, that kind of got me. It's like I don't know how familiar most people are with like cars of the 60s. It's just like how fucking like a la carte like everything was.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit.
It was
about
just, it was
that.
just like free for all.
Yeah, we've talked about. I think it was actually like Bring a Trailer, and it was like this comes with the original build sheet.
Oh,
And it's
right,
just
all
the
the
options are
options,
just
yeah.
like it's almost like you went out with with the salesman, and he was like, "What do or don't you like about this car?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, that trim there,
Yeah.
like, that badge.
But it's like,
do you want headrest? No. Do you want 2 or 3 seats in the front?
Yeah.
Column shit, floor shit, carpet.
yeah, but it's like the choices for everything were just like unbelievable. Like compared to what cars are like today.
Yeah.
Like if you take, say, Chevy Malibu, like a 66, Chevelle Malibu, there's like 5 different bodies. There's like a 2-door, hardtop. There's, a 2-door sedan. There's a 4-door hardtop, 4-door sedan, a station wagon, a convertible of like almost every car. Like you fucking like compared to today.
Yeah.
BMW kind of does that. Honestly.
So,
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, I guess a car that's like all built off the same platform.
You can literally get a 3 Series.
Wagon.
You can get a 4 Series BMW, which is supposed to be, they split the 3 Series.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's still the same.
2-door, 4-door.
4-door.
Yeah.
But you
Grand Coupe or
So the
whatever.
4-door, the 4 Series is supposed to be a 2-door, but you can get a 4-door 4 Series BMW, which has like a slightly modified roof line. It's like, that is the dumbest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I digress, but it's like, that's one of the dumbest. Like, I've seen them before. And it's like, 3 Series. And it's like, what? 435, like Grand
Coupe.
It's not even Grand.
Isn't?
Do they also make a GT or what is
Not a 4 GT.
not a
They made a
They have some
Yeah.
do they?
fucked up
So they definitely make a 4 Series Grand Coupe, which is like, it's 4-door, but like with worse headroom. Like it looks very similar to 3
Sloping
Series, but
roof,
it's like
but
the
yeah.
roof slopes like instead of 3 degrees, it's like 1.7. It's like who is buying this thing? Anyway, sorry, 60s cars.
But yeah, just like the idea that you could, any car you could get as a convertible or a station wagon. Like, can you imagine that on like any other car?
Yeah,
except
just
for
chop the roof off.
mentioned
yeah,
BMW. Not only that, the engines, like each car probably had like
that's true too.
5 different, like at least 5.
Yeah.
It was like, do you want the straight 6? Do you want the like weak small block? Do you want the good small block?
Yeah.
Do you want the weak big block or the good big block?
Transmissions,
Yeah.
Yeah.
differential gearing
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, I think it's just because like they were so simple.
There was, and it was like all the competition was just essentially between themselves. There was no like Toyota
Yeah.
or,
they had their own playing field.
right.
Pontiac versus Chevy.
Well, they had their own motors.
yeah.
At least like GM in the mid 60s, Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, Cadillac. They all had completely different
Totally
engines.
different. And they probably like fat, and they probably like hated each other.
Yeah,
we
there's
can make a better car.
Well, there was like it's kind of funny, like when the GTO, the 64 GTO, which is like the first, kind of considered the first muscle car. It was kind of this like underground project to like put this bigger motor in a smaller car, and there's all these stories about them like hiding it from the other brands
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
don't see it and stuff.
yeah.
It's just, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's different, but it's also cool.
It is definitely cool. It is definitely a different era.
Did like Pontiac have like fewer, like how many models did like a Pontiac like come in?
What do you mean?
what do you mean?
model?
Like how many, like just like,
How many different models did Pontiac
right. Cause
sell?
now, I mean, now like Toyota has like 13 different models,
Probably like 4 or 5.
That's what I mean. So
6.
did they just have fewer models, but more options for each model? You think?
Yeah, I mean, there was like I said, there was no SUVs at
Right.
the time. There wasn't. I mean, I guess there was pickups, but I guess it was more like instead of offering a bunch of different models, you have
A bunch of
a
different,
ton of variations of one car.
same body type.
Yeah, and
kinda.
it's like they're all different sizes and stuff.
Right.
But
Different times.
yeah, and
For
then
sure.
even like colors.
Yeah.
Like if you look at like a, whatever Plymouth color
chart.
from like 1969, 70.
Yeah.
There's like 30 colors. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
Even in like interior, like you get like blue interior, green interior.
It's interesting, like anytime there is a big industry change or it's essentially like a new product, a new, I don't know how to say this, but like type of product. Like cell phones kind of did this. It's like they're brand new and like no one knows, you know? And so it's like people will go in 20 different directions before they find like the one that works.
The formula.
It's like, look at cell phones now. It's like, which brand of like a block with a screen do you want?
Right.
And like they all do the same thing. But at first it was like, it flips out, it flips up.
Yeah.
It's, like,
It's
it's
like
all
trying
these
to,
different
like,
things
establish something.
before the iPhone, it was essentially the iPhone where it was like, okay, that one.
That's
so
the-
now everyone jumped on
The
it for
silhouette that
now.
everyone uses.
But like, I think cars, not that the 60s was like the start of cars, but it's a pretty distinct era where it's like people are still going in different directions,
Yeah.
you know, and you've got like little sports cars and like weird, like the Gremlin and just like they're trying new stuff.
Right.
Like it's very, it's very like adventurous.
Yeah.
in a
Oh, yeah.
way.
I mean, yes. And some of the car, especially like the Corvair was pretty
Yeah,
wild.
totally.
Yeah.
It's just like
Air-cooled.
way different stuff.
Very
Like they're
good.
trying way different stuff.
Then there was the Pontiac like Tempest, the early ones that had like the transmission, like it was front engine but with a transaxle.
Yeah, is that the front wheel drive?
No,
What's that? The
Tornado. Yeah,
Tornado.
Tornado.
It's like they're trying all different shit.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like it's a car. It's
Yeah.
an optimized design.
Right.
It's kind of like the bicycle. It's like it's done. You know, there's not. You're improving on like materials.
right refinement.
And manufacturing processes, and it's like it's so dialed in that when you do get something different, it is a big deal because like wow, they stepped out.
Yeah.
And it's like that's quite a bit different. I think in part that's why the GT350 was so successful because it's like, oh shit, a motor that's like different
Right.
in any way,
Exactly.
any possible way, and it's like.
You're talking about the new GT350. obviously.
Sorry, yeah,
Not
the new
the-
one. That's what I mean, though,
not
because
the
it's like, oh, it
65.
feels quite a bit different.
Right.
It's like it's quite a bit different of a thing, and you will not read anything ever about that car ever that isn't like flat plane crank.
Right.
Like really, it's not.
It's not that. It's not a game changer.
Who cares? Like
Yeah.
the counterweights are in a different location on the crankshaft and the motor,
Right.
And that's like, oh, it's flat plane crank. It's like I think they like stamp it into the body somewhere. It's like, yeah, we fucking crankshaft. You know, it's like they're so similar now, especially like economy stuff. It's just like small 4-cylinder turbo with like whatever.
Yeah.
Direct injection.
Yeah, it's all
Even
just,
the infotainment, it's like they're just all different flavors of the same
same thing.
sausage,
Yeah.
basically. So I don't know. Maybe with electric cars, I wouldn't be surprised if we start getting that same kind of adventurous.
You think so? People
thing.
just start doing weird shit.
I think so because it's like, oh shit, like it's a whole new thing. Like the old restraints aren't quite there. Maybe it's still cars, but
Yeah,
like
it'll be interesting to see.
there's room for it because now it's especially driverless stuff. It's going to start getting, I think, real weird. And you see people like you see new electric brands come out, and it's basically just like how big of a screen. You know, they're just like they're trying new stuff. But you can tell it's like, well, if it's not about the driving, what's it going to be about?
You're not going to like develop a new battery.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
our
it's
battery
like-
is unique.
Yeah, battery, electric motor, that kind of thing. Yeah.
But back to the 60s, like when we were kind of thinking about that, I was just thinking about like the muscle car era, the original muscle car era.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people kind of like make fun of big dumb muscle cars. But I don't know, like
Dumb people do.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you stupid baby boomers and their muscle cars.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like the fucking like history behind that stuff is like so fascinating.
Yeah.
Just like how these like essentially hot rodders just like took over like every brand.
Yeah.
And they're just like doing this crazy stuff.
It became the halo of each brand, or it became like the most visible part.
Right. Because there was no like supercars or like
Yeah.
shit like that back then.
Yeah. It kind of happened now a little bit. Like there was kind of a minute there, I'd say like 5 years ago. It kind of feels like we're coming out of it a little bit. Because I'm already like not like what's the next M3? Like I'm already a little tired of performance.
Sure.
Not totally, but just there was a big boom there for a second.
Right.
And it kind of feels like we're coming out on the other end of it. But you read about that era and it's just like that was like a cultural phenomenon.
It was like wild. Like people would like, oh, we developed this new cam for the whatever. So like then we took it out street racing to see like that's the shit they did. It was, I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of like the I don't know. People get mad at people calling that the good old days.
Yeah.
But it's like, it sounded pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It sounded like it truly
It's like, I didn't live through it, but
Yeah. I can see why it was such a big deal. And I can truly see why you would want to relive that. Why the nostalgia there would be so monumental and drastic. Because it really was a little bubble of time that was quite a bit different.
And I think at the time, I mean, now it's everyone's like, oh, dumb old guys, and they're but like that was like a very like youth driven movement at the time.
Yeah.
It was all like, I mean, whatever baby boomers, they were, in their 20s.
Yeah, they were coming of age.
Yeah.
Through that period. Yeah, it sounded fun. Too bad it was cut short.
Yeah.
Whatever. Came to a hard stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting, like, I don't know if I totally believe this, but when people say like, we're in the new like muscle car age, it's like, not really.
I mean, it's like on paper.
Performance wise.
Yeah, performance wise it is, but I think I don't know, they're kind of like well, I don't know, some brands are.
Yeah, I guess some brands. But I don't know, I feel like they're kind of like straightening their ties a little bit these days. Like they're kind of coming out of it.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, there's still good stuff coming out.
Yeah.
But it's almost like we're getting saturated with
But on the other thing about 60s cars is like, lately everyone's talking about like, oh, like 80s and 90s, like that's the the new those like,
Nostalgia,
NSX, Supra, like all the people that were young then are having money now. So those are the cars that are going to like
be rebooted,
blow
and stuff.
up, or be rebooted, or just people going to pay a shitload of money for them.
Yeah.
And what that means like for the 60s cars, like as those original people, kind of age out of
is there still interest in that era?
And what will happen long term?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'll just be phased out, kind of like how 30s and 40s cars are now.
Yeah, that's what'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I am curious because I like that era, but that's not where there's no like real fantasies in my head.
Yeah, there's no bond.
We don't have like firsthand experience.
Yeah, but I just mean like on my radar of like what to buy next.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like, man, 69 Firebird.
Right.
Like so it's like that's cool. I like them.
Yeah.
But I don't have a ton of desire, and that's really what drives insane prices.
But I just wonder if like those cars are going to become cheap.
I don't know about cheap. I think realistic.
Yeah.
But not cheap.
They won't be like inflated by some.
Yeah, because the supply is tiny, really. And it's like the demand will become more realistic, but the demand will never drop below
the supply.
Not for original.
Yeah.
It's just too small. It's like you could lose everyone over the age of 50 who's into those things, and you'd still have pretty high demand.
And those cars are kind of ingrained in like the culture, even for
they're
people
very
that
American.
I mean, they're in movies and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's not, you don't necessarily have to have grown up around them to appreciate them.
Yeah, I do not think they will ever be cheap. But they will just become more.
They won't be like propped up.
Maybe you'll be able to like touch them.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Because like some of them are just a little nuts. But there's just not really any more. It's like a lot of cars are getting rare to find like, oh, just like I found a good deal on one.
Right.
It's like you really can't find.
No.
It's like you either have to find one that's under a tarp somewhere, or just accept that like
you're going to pay
a decent version. Like a good deal is just like, yeah, he knew what he had, but it's like, it's a reasonable deal.
Yeah.
But
he wasn't going to give it away, but
I still paid like 12 for this like running example of whatever a GTO. It's like, that's a good deal. But like the days of like, it's $2,000.
He didn't know what he had.
And it's like original family or whatever. It's like, they're just done. People have just like sought those,
especially now out. With like all the, with the internet, it's kind of killed a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, you can't like not know.
I don't even
Discovery Channel.
Yeah, even with any car, I don't even know if you can go buy a car. Like, oh, he didn't know what he had.
Yeah, you have to. The only ones that exist now, honestly, like this is so funny. I was just thinking about this on the way home. There's a 4Runner very similar to mine, 99 white 4-wheel drive, but like no sunroof, cloth. It's stick. Damn. And it's super clean. And it's like, I want it. I want that thing bad. Because in my mind, it's like, I love mine.
Right.
But I'd rather have a stick. And then I'll just sell mine to a family member. Like, I'll keep it in the family.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's the kind of thing where it's like, these are kind of big and they're probably going to keep getting big, but like there's a chance the guy doesn't know.
That's true.
Or
You know, it's
or
like that's still a car that like I saw 4 of them driving down.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Yeah.
like it's still a cheap
It's not
SUV.
rare,
It's just
yeah.
some beater thing.
Yeah.
But like if you're in the know,
I mean, yeah.
it's like this is probably going to continue to go up.
I would say the only good way to get a good deal on a muscle car now, I mean, this is kind of sad, but like if the owner dies and like none of his kids cared about cars and they just want to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's like a freak accident.
Right,
though.
yeah.
But if that thing touches the internet,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
you have to be like, he listed it and I was there 15 minutes later
Yeah,
with cash.
the neighbor walked over. Yeah,
Before someone was able to email him and say like, dude, you know you're like fucking way under market with
We're leaving
that
some money
thing.
on the table there.
Yeah, it's just like it's just not. It's just you're fooling yourself if you think you're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few cars I bought that were like really good deals, and I knew it.
Yeah.
And but not like, oh, this guy has no fucking idea what his car is worth.
The good deals do happen now, even on the internet, but it's just like it just seems to happen where like the planets align. It's like it was for sale,
I was the first one to.
or just like, you know what, for whatever reason, no one really saw this thing.
Right.
Like you will
Yeah.
just always. I mean, sure, everyone has had this experience where it's like you're on some like car specific forum for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like maybe you have, you know, it's not really like your normal route.
You're just browsing.
You're very bored.
cruising.
So you're like checking something out, you know, NSX Prime or something. And you go to like page 2 of the classifieds and you see one where it's like, that was a good deal.
Yeah.
And like it sat for like a month and just the stars aligned where no one had money at that point or whatever. But it's not a dip in the market.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just like, damn, that one was.
Slipped through the cracks.
we should
That
mention
one was
like
solid.
our high school friend Sean, who he had a 2002 WRX, like he bought it brand new when we were in high school.
Yeah,
and
original
he,
owner.
you know, he kept it and drove it and had like 200 and something thousand miles on it.
230,000.
Yeah, and so he was having a kid, like he's married and having a kid now, and so he wanted to get a family car, and he just wanted to like unload it. So he sold it to like what, a mechanic or something, or
Yeah, for like $1,000.
for like $1,000, and the mechanic was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna like restore it and like take it, and keep it like that." And then like 2 weeks later, Garrett like saw it on Craigslist, like flipped.
Yeah, Sean even told me about it. Oh yeah, my old car is for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how much was the guy selling it for? Like 4 or 5 or
Yeah.
something? Yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's fine if you want to be done with a car.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
like, just give it away.
Because the whole thing with selling, I mean, this has nothing to do with our original topic, but like the whole thing of selling a car is how much money do you want versus how much time do you want to waste?
Yeah.
That's like what it always
Yeah.
comes. Like,
and as I get, it's funny when you're just like financially doing good, how sloppy you get.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
My time is worth so much.
right.
And then like, I don't know, whatever, a year or something later, if you're like kind of in a cash crunch, you're like, why did I?
yeah.
I thought I was so balling.
Well, it's the same thing. Like if you have a new car, especially, and you want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with the like CarMax.
go to
Do you want
CarMax.
to
Yeah,
roll
it's
up
like
to CarMax
right.
and be done
Yeah,
this
it's like,
afternoon?
it's like
Yeah.
it's like you can put it for sale and like
Yeah.
Get a bunch of
and, like,
lowballs,
if you
yeah.
want to put 3 months and a bunch of work into this, like you can get a couple grand more.
Yeah, if you want to deal with fucking Jack Diamond rolling up on grill, you got cash in hand.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, or you can just go to CarMax and get a couple grand less and just fucking walk away from
Yeah,
it.
be
walk
done in an
away.
hour. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Okay, last little bit. Also on Patreon now, I guess.
Yes,
Oh yeah, we'll post it on there. Yeah.
For some reason we didn't, but it will be now.
Yeah, Garrett has been infatuated with
Well,
the idea.
it started. I'm sure most people watched the Super Bowl last week.
Well, no, you had this idea way before.
Did I?
Yeah, the Hector movie idea.
Was it? Well, anyway,
You had it like
Dude,
in
you've
2
been
years.
talking about this for
like
like
2 years.
was it that long?
Yes, yes.
At least a year.
Like ever since they started rebooting Fast and Furious
that is
franchise.
Oh yeah.
Bowl.
Oh yeah. No, but that's
Bro, you
yeah.
fucking talking about that. It's like some 2-week thing.
No, essentially, like if you're familiar with
Fast and
a
Furious.
certain
Okay.
franchise called Fast
There
and
is a
Furious.
movie called Fast and the Furious, car-related movie.
Car.
But
in
essentially,
quotation
like the
marks.
last, where it's essentially like the first movie was about street racing.
Some would call
essentially.
the most important documentary of our lifetime.
2001's Fast and Furious. Yeah, like those movies essentially just become these like bombastic
Yeah, they're
action
ridiculous.
Yeah.
movies. And the latest one is like the spin-off.
Hobbs and Shaw.
And just for full clarity, I haven't seen like the last 2.
Yeah,
I haven't either.
It even lost me.
Yeah.
Like it even lost a car audience.
Yeah.
you know?
But it gained a huge other audience that
Yeah,
aren't.
I mean, they're financially successful. You can't argue with that.
So the newest one that's coming out, I don't know when, this year.
Summer,
I'd say.
yeah.
Yeah, is like a spin-off with
Just
The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock and Jason Statham.
I forget their names.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
The name of the movie.
So it's like, it doesn't even have the like Vin Diesel original. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
based in the universe.
Right.
It's like a cop movie now.
It's,
Yeah. It's like a buddy cop movie.
Yeah. With like fucking guys in armored suits.
Yeah, action.
Like it has, like it couldn't have less to do with
The original.
like street racing.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, what if we made this? I had this idea to like, what if there's a Fast and Furious spinoff about Hector?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy in the first
The first one, yeah.
The Noel G.
Noel G, yeah.
G.
Very successful actor.
Yeah, the most generic like
Mexican guy.
Latino gangster. That's like his only role.
He has like a few lines in the original, but just like
One of them is that he's going legit. Probably his best known line.
Yeah.
From that movie. No, I'm going legit. He's the guy that's going legit. If you're not familiar.
Yeah.
so. I had this idea of just like, what if they made a spin-off about him? And so like we kind of like fucked around in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Kind of make like what would the poster look like?
Yeah. So if you want to check out
You check
Garrett's
out the-
attempt at a spin-off poster.
Well, no, I made it.
Yeah, Garrett and John.
Garrett made one, and I was like, okay, no, I can't allow you to put Carbro's names on.
Yeah.
Okay, so Garrett made one.
John is the graphic designer
John
of
did
the
a
group.
second iteration
Yeah.
of the
Spent a solid hour doing it.
Yeah.
the Hector spin-off.
Yeah, the Hector
going legit.
Going legit.
Summer 2020.
Yeah.
So Patreon, check
Yeah.
that out.
We are not making this movie unless we get
Well,
Noel G on board.
Yeah.
well, I was just thinking about just like how even like assuming we could like
Yeah.
pay that dude
Right.
to be in a movie.
The, like $2,500
But even just like making it a trailer.
Yeah.
yeah, just the trailer's enough.
And
be
he's,
sweet.
and he's just like, hey, Dom, you, like,
You need any help?
they're like, got any openings in your crew, man? Times are kind of tough.
Yeah, he's like, people aren't signing up for DirecTV
Well, just-
like the way they used to. He's just got this like string
Well,
of like shitty
just like
jobs.
all the rest of the group is like
Yeah.
moved on.
Moved
These,
on.
Yeah,
like,
international, like
fucking heists and
Yeah.
like nuclear submarines and stuff. Like, hey Dom, you know, I'm just back here in LA, but hey,
Yeah,
what's the next
right.
race wars, eh?
yeah, like I kind of need some work. You know,
yeah, he
times
got,
are kind of tough.
laid off from Blockbuster and like briefly started a catering
Yeah.
company, but it like didn't really work.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, these child support the payments, they're not going to pay themselves. You know,
recession of 08.
can I get on in that heist that you're going to?
Yeah.
So it's a work in progress.
Yeah, so
it's worked
maybe,
out.
maybe someday we'll get to
Yeah,
that.
check that out.
Yeah, we posted it on Facebook like the day after the Super Bowl.
Like capitalized
Yeah, I
on
mean,
that.
it didn't. I mean, it's gotten some traction, but it's not.
Yeah.
That's not our main audience.
I'll stand by.
Yeah,
Yeah, there might be a Rev 3 coming.
Yeah.
Okay. What's our time like? Are we good? That feels...
we're pretty long. Well, we're long for us, but we're like an hour right now.
Okay. Let's call.
Yeah,
So I'm sure you noticed how extra polished. I'm sure you could tell that one just
The
flowed
new Carbros
much
podcast.
better than all the previous ones. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with us. Thanks for all the feedback and questions. Keep that stuff coming. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys are making this fun.
Yep.
It's a good audience.
Yep.
Thanks for being a solid audience.
Yeah.
I mean, like per capita, it's got to be one of the best automotive audiences
Yep.
out there just because of how much trash.
yeah.
How much they all want to fuck around.
Yeah, this one is just like tight knit and cool. So
Yeah.
thanks for being there. Keep it that way. Only tell your cool friends. Don't let it out. Yeah. See you next time. Hope you enjoyed.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
See you.